the greatest samurai battle ever fought. The year was 1477, and the location was the Heimji Castle in Japan. At that time, it was known as the White Heron Castle. It got its name from a white heron that had made its home on the castle's highest tower. But by the end of the battle, the tower was burned to the ground and no herons were left alive. The Battle of Heimji Castle was between two rival samurai clans, the Akamatsu and the Yamana. The Akamatsu were led by the ruthless warlord Akamamatano, while the Yamanouchi clan was led by the wise and stoic Masamune Yamada. The battle began with the Yama clan laying siege to the castle. They had a massive army at their disposal, but their heavy armor made them slow and cumbersome. In contrast, the Akamatsu samurai were lightly armored, making them quicker and more maneuverable. Despite this disadvantage, the Yama clan's sheer numbers allowed them to lay siege to the castle and prevent the Akamatsu from receiving any supplies. Soon, the castle's defenders were starving. However, just when it seemed like the Akamatsu were on the verge of defeat, a massive typhoon struck, destroying much of the Yama clan's army and forcing them to retreat. This gave the Akamatsu a much-needed respite, but it also gave their leader, Akamamatano, an idea. He decided to take advantage of the chaos caused by the typhoon and launch a surprise attack on the Yamasawa army. Akama's plan was to lure the Yamasawa troops away from their camp, then attack them from behind. However, his plan was almost ruined when he slipped and fell into a river, injuring his leg. Despite his injury, Akama refused to give up. He ordered his men to continue with the plan and left the execution of the attack in the hands of his most trusted general, Ishikawa Gamon. Meanwhile, the Yamanouchi clan had regrouped and were preparing for a counterattack when they were hit by the Akamatsu samurai. They were taken by surprise and their formations were broken. Despite this, the Yamana samurai fought back bravely. But they were no match for the Akamatsu's superior numbers and tactics. Within minutes, the battle was over and the Yamana clan had been defeated. Only a few hundred Yamana samurai managed to escape, and among them was the clan's leader, Masamune Yamada. He was furious about his clan's defeat and vowed revenge against the Akamatsu. However, he was too outnumbered to take on the Akamatsu head-on, so he decided to use guerrilla tactics to harass them and deplete their numbers. For months, the Yamanouchi clan launched surprise attacks on the Akamatsu, but they were never able to inflict any serious damage on them. Finally, Masamune realized that he needed help. He sent messengers to all the other local clans, asking them to join him in a rebellion against the Akamatsu. One of the clans he contacted was the Hosokawa clan, who agreed to help him fight back against the Akamatsu. Together, the two clans launched a surprise attack on the Akamatsu. But they were once again defeated. In the end, it was clear that the Akamatsu clan was too powerful to be defeated through conventional means. So, Masamune hatched one final plan. He knew that the Akamatsu were planning to hold a massive victory parade in the nearby city of Kyoto, and he decided to strike there, with the help of a traitor from the Akamatsu clan. Masamune and his men infiltrated Kyoto undetected. They set fire to the city's main gate, then hid in the surrounding forest. When the Akamatsu samurai arrived, they were unable to put out the fire and their parade turned into a rout. Seeing their chance, Masamune and his men attacked, killing or capturing every Akamatsu samurai they could find. Akamamatano was captured and brought before Masamune. He offered him a chance to surrender and join the Yamanouchi clan. But Akama refused and committed seppuku. With their leader dead, the remaining Akamatsu samurai had no choice but to surrender. The Battle of Heimji Castle is considered to be the greatest samurai battle ever fought because of the skill and strategy displayed by both sides. The Akamatsu samurai were masters of strategy and tactics, while the Yamana samurai were renowned for their bravery and tenacity. In the end, it was the Akamatsu who emerged victorious, but the battle was far from easy. It was a hard-fought victory that showed the world the true meaning of samurai. That's all for today. See you next time.